Hey everyone, this is Hotform here. Today we're going to be watching some random battlegrounds that I did on my Fire Mage, and this is going to be my first clips looking at some Mists of Pandaria footage, so we're just going to watch me kill some things and some battlegrounds in the background, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some general tactics that I've observed so far. So, for the most part, as a Fire Mage, I generally prefer to stay close to the targets. Dragon's Breath doesn't diminish with any other effect from any player, other than another Dragon's Breath, I suppose, from another Fire Mage. So staying close lets you get that extra CC off that lasts a really long time. That's just generally, I don't know, I prefer to run around close to them. You also have the movement from Scorch, so you have a lot of mobility. I originally took Presence of Mind in my Fire Spec because most of your bursts for fire now, it's in the Deep Freeze. Here we can see me putting one up on this Druid. You get the Shatter as fire, so because your Pyroblast goes on criticals, then a Shatter from a Deep Freeze is going to guarantee you at least one Pyroblast if you do it right. But if you have Presence of Mind, you can make that burst and Deep Freeze a lot stronger. Still, I don't really think it's worth it. The Scorch movement is pretty much crucial to fire, and I actually like casting Scorch a lot more. Something longer like Fireball, just because, I don't know, the speed of the cast, although it's a bit less DPS, makes it so that you're casting more, so you get a few more crits in general in the same period of time, which everything kind of relates to your crits. I mean, like, your damage is fire, it's pretty good if you're just standing there, like casting Crossfire Bolt or something, but Pyroblast, the damage over time effect, is almost as hard as it hits, and you really want to have that running on the target at all times, so you have to get up those crits as quickly as possible. I'm just pounding into the Flag Carrier right now. Probably should put some CC down. I don't use a Ring of Frost talent as Fire Spec. I use the Frost Ward, which you can put it on a target, and it's basically a second Frost Nova. Ring of Frost is really helpful, but for fire, you don't have enough freezing abilities. You only have the one Frost Nova if you don't take the Frost Ward. So I like the Frost Ward because that lets me Frost Nova sometimes if I need to get away or have some mobility, and then I can still use the Frost Ward to line up my Deep Freeze, because Deep Freeze is so crucial to fire. For the, I don't know, there's a lot of talents to choose from right now, right? So I'm not going to get to talk about them all throughout this video, but I also use the Incanter's Ward, obviously, over any of the other final talent choices. We're moving on to the next clip here. I'm going to be looking at a duel against a BM Hunter. BM Hunters can be pretty much one of your hardest fights. Warriors can be really tough too, but BM Hunters are incredibly difficult. So I'm playing as Fire in this one. I just want to try to stay as close to him as I can. I like to try to run around them because although Hunters don't have a dead zone now, just keeping close to them and being able to run forward and behind them, they don't have as much mobility as you as a Fire Mage, so often you can distract them and make sure you're behind them so they can't shoot you on a few occasions, which can save some damage. He's got some cooldowns up, so I was just ice blocking there. I have a second one, so I'm not too concerned about the first one, but I do have to live for 30 seconds now. The main problem with BM Hunters is the damage, obviously, but they have a lot of healing too. You can see he put up his Spirit Mend heal there from his pet, so I spell still that instantly. It is magic. It ticks about as hard as a rejuvenation, and you really need that on your side. He deterrence here, so I'm just going to evocate for a bit, try to get some health back while he can't hit me. Here's his next enrage. I'm just going to ice block again. There's really no reason to be out in the open when he has, you know, his pet enrage and rapid fire up. He obviously just readiness for that. He's getting kind of low now, but so am I. He never used his Stampede, which can be a game ender pretty much, especially at the point of taking this video. They had the improved Spirit Mend thing where all the pets would give them a full one. But anyways, stealing the Spirit Mend is really crucial to killing a BM Hunter, because that's going to both heal you for what they would have been healing for, and they're not going to heal. So make sure you do that, and then I just like to stay close. It's a tough fight, though. Moving on to the next clip here, we're looking at some Earthy Basin. Looks like we're just going up to assault the Blacksmith in some more general combat. I don't have my Frostbearer up, I don't know why. You can see I use Molten Armor while I'm running around. As fire critical is just so important that I don't know, I prefer using it over anything else, especially since we're at the start of the expansion pack right now. Stats are, in general, really low, So, I have like 15% critical with everything reforged into critical without molten armor. So I throw the molten armor on, and then fire also gets the talent. It's just passive basically, where all your abilities get 50%, like 1.5 times as much critical extra. So the molten armor isn't actually 5%, it's more like 7.5%, and it makes a huge difference. I got a nice burst combo on that rogue there in the deep freeze. So because the deep freeze, I'll just talk about the burst and the deep freeze a bit. Because the deep freeze makes pretty much everything critical, like you'd be hard not to critical a single thing while they're deep frozen, then the best way you can go in is you already have one heating up charge up, and then you deep freeze and you scorch once, it'll give you a pyroblast. So they're still deep frozen at this point, you only cast one spell, and you use, well, I use anyways, the one that removes the global cooldown from deep freeze, because that's pretty crucial. So you go into the heating up, you cast your one scorch, it's going to critical, and then you can pyroblast. Now that's going to critical on the deep freeze. So since that critical, now you have a heating up again. You can fire blast, but that takes a global, and by the time you fire blast, the deep freeze is going to end by your next pyroblast critical. Combustion, on the other hand, is not on the global cooldown, so it is incredibly good for making your deep freeze bursts better. Because it's not on global cooldown, you've scorched them, you got your one pyroblast. Now, for your second pyroblast, because you pyroblast and you have a heating up, immediately after that hits, you combust off of it. It's decent damage combustion too, because you just hit them with a critical pyroblast, but now you can just pyroblast twice in a row. So you're going to get 2 procced pyroblast criticals in a row. I don't have a combustion here up as we're looking at me take on this druid. Luckily the scorch after critical, so pyroblast, so that was a pretty nice burst combo. But the combustion really adds a lot, because it's just pushing your burst window a little harder and giving you that extra pyroblast, which is guaranteed to critical if you time it right. But you really have to be going into the deep freeze with one heating up already done. That's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to make you get that second pyroblast off for sure. And I mean, that's pretty much all fire is based around. You do a bit of damage when you're running around scorching people and like waiting for a critical or whatever, but for the most part, you're just trying to set up that deep freeze. You're trying the whole time to get someone in a deep freeze so you can kill them from like 100 to 0. It does almost 85% of their health and damage, and like you have a substantial burn going after. From the 2 pyroblast criticals that you can get, there's an insane amount of combustion and ignite ticking after the fact, and generally you'll still have your fire blast up because combustion resets the cooldown on fire blast. So if your second pyroblast criticals in the deep freeze, if you do it properly, then you'll have another heating up charge. So you can fire blast, and now you get another pyroblast. That's when chances are it won't critical, your deep freeze will be done, but hey, it's another free pyroblast. You're gonna say no. So I mean, that's generally the way I play fire. Looks like I just accidentally walked into a warlock portal here. These things can be kind of annoying for the most part. I actually played with a warlock in an arena for a bit, and I find the best thing to do with those warlock portal things is to have them. I got a pretty nice combo there on the paladin, so you could see, like there at the end, I fire blasted and he died, but I had another pyroblast up if I really needed it. So that was kind of the optimal burst time. But anyways, what I was saying about the portals, you generally want one out in the open and then one in kind of an obscure location, because if you can accidentally walk into both of them in the center of the map, it can get really annoying for allies. But if there's only one there, then it's pretty easy to work around that and then just have it as a saving grace. Looks like I'm chasing down the flag carrier right now. Actually, I'm supporting the flag carrier. I'm just kind of hitting the druid idly while we run after on the defensive. It's really nice being able to move around so much in the battle as a fire mage, though. You can get stuck sometimes if there's like 2 melee or something on you. It can be really difficult to get away. You have your dragon's breath to save you, but for the most part, when there's only one person on you or range or something, your mobility is outstanding. Anyways, guys, that about sums up the video for today. I'll probably look at a Frost Mage perspective in my next video rather than Fire, and probably do some arenas. So hopefully you guys check it out. I'll see you next time.